Well, we are excited to start the weekend off with you. In fact, we're going to step into spring with some amazing today's specials from our #1, not only selling brand, but most highly reviewed brand here on HSN. Of course, it's Mr. Andrew Lessman, Your Vitamins. Tonight, we're going to talk about a lot of wonderful things, but I'm thrilled to say that Andrew is right here, right now.
I'm right here.
My friend, it's good to be with you.
It's great to be here again in Florida.
Andrew, I was looking at everything before the show, and they said, you know, step into spring. And I thought, yeah, this first today's special
literally
is a feel the difference product.
Well, literally step into spring.
Yeah.
I mean, we all take our joints for granted unless and until our joints don't function the way they're supposed to be functioning. I mean, it's a blessing if our joints are pain-free. It's a blessing if our joints remain flexible and elastic. And I was actually I often do this before the show, just read research on the ingredients in question. And when you look at glucosamine and chondroitin, if they're delivered correctly, and I've been delivering glucosamine and chondroitin correctly for a little bit of time, and I'm gonna date myself when I say this, and it pains me every time I say it. I've had a glucosamine and chondroitin product probably longer than anyone else, I suspect. My first glucosamine and chondroitin product was among my very first products in 1979. So 45 years.
Wow.
For most people, glucosamine and chondroitin, most companies, are relatively new ingredients, say the last 10, 20 years, but not 45 years. And when you look at the research, it's what they call structure modifying. Meaning that when you take glucosamine and chondroitin, it's not like a drug or medicine that's a pain reliever or anti-inflammatory or things like that. It's not a drug or medicine. Structure modifying means that it actually can affect the structure of the tissues of your joints. It actually, research has shown, can increase cartilage volume, decrease the spaces between those joints that as we get older, there's narrowing that occurs. So again, glucosamine and chondroitin, because of their role in the synthesis of the glycosaminoglycans, the proteoglycans that make up the elastic tissue of our joints. I know those are big multi-syllable words, but those ingredients are what provides the flexibility, the elasticity to these remarkable tissues of our joints. And they are remarkable. They last a lifetime. We're happy if a hinge in a door lasts for 5 years without problems. The hinges in our joints have to last 70, 80, 90, 100 years, hopefully without problems. So to think that we have this opportunity to provide ingredients that modify the structure in a positive way, that can increase cartilage volume, which cartilage is diminishing as we age, that could help to maintain the adequate spacing between those tissues in our joints. That's an incredible opportunity. And once a year, we do this. The pricing is incredible. A 900 capsule supply. Usually these ingredients, I used to always joke that when you go into stores now, you'll find them locked behind a case when you're looking at, say, a large bottle of glucosamine and chondroitin. So a 900 capsule supply, Adam has the chart there, it's a little more than a dime a capsule, actually. In the 900 capsule equivalent, if you get the powder that you put in a smoothie, it doesn't dissolve well in water. It's for going into, say, a smoothie or yogurt or something like that. It's less than a dime a capsule.
Yep.
And though that's pricing that is not, the pricing is ridiculously affordable, but it's not because we compromise the product. This is the best glucosamine, the best chondroitin I could find anywhere in the world. And if you choose to, there's a version of this with undenatured type 2 collagen. Undenatured type 2 collagen has an entirely different effect in terms of preserving and stimulating the synthesis of cartilage. It does it in a sort of an immunomodulatory way. So again, when you add, and there's actually research that says as great as glucosamine and chondroitin works, there are studies that compare it to UC2, and UC2 can do even better, can work even better. But when you put the two together, because they have entirely different mechanisms, 1 + 1 is 3. It's not 1 + 1 is 2. That's the synergy that happens in nature. When you do things correctly in nature with our bodies, we tend to increase the benefit the more correct things that we do. So when it comes to the glucosamine and chondroitin, you could add the UC2. UC2 on its own would be more than $100 if you look at the large size. When you look at that chart, the price chart that Adam has, if you're looking at the difference versus the normal, I think the normal size is 89 and 119. There you go. So for just $40 more, you're getting the equivalent of 900 capsule equivalents of the UC2. You're getting in every capsule 10 milligrams of UC2. So, and that separately would cost over $100. So again, once a year, this Today special, it's an opportunity to get the most important ingredients for the health of our joints. And mind you, these are not ingredients that haven't been the subject of serious consideration. Right. I probably had about 50 pages of abstracts of clinical studies, recent clinical studies that I reviewed before the show. That's summaries, abstracts. More than 23,500 papers have been published on glucosamine. More than 21,500 papers have been published on chondroitin. What's funny, where did I put it? Here we go. This happened to be here. I noticed the chart was here from 6 months ago. Notice, more than 22,500. So just in the last 6 months, another 1,000 papers.
Wow.
So glucosamine and chondroitin have been the subject of serious consideration by researchers, experts. When you read the research, the more you dig into it, the more compelling it becomes. Chondroitin, 21,500 papers, more than 1,500 papers consider both together. And combined, there are 3,700 clinical trials, meta-analyses, and systematic reviews. I'm not aware of any medication or drug that has been the subject of that kind of serious consideration. Right. Mind you, again, this is not a drug. This is not a medicine. It doesn't come with any warnings or side effects. In fact, before the show, there was great research because a lot of folks in these studies that looking at joint function and flexibility, as I said before, cartilage volume, all these positive benefits, they were looking at cardiovascular function. They were then looking at lung function. And there's wide-ranging benefits for those who are taking glucosamine and chondroitin beyond the benefit to the joints. So again, it's no side effects to warn you about, but simply all these other side benefits you get to enjoy.
It's that kind of telltale sign as we get older. We start to feel the aches and we start to feel the pains, and it might be in your knees, it might be in your neck. It just, things don't move the way they used to move. You get out of bed and it's, this is a product that can have such an incredible impact on your daily experience, and that's what people talk about. I was having a sneak peek at one of the pieces of paper that Andrew has that lists the words. No, it's the wrong piece of paper. This one. Andrew goes through the number of times the words are mentioned in the reviews. Pain is used 909 times. Right. Ache, 110. Relief, over 100 times. Yeah. That's powerful.
And this is not, it's not intended as a pain reliever. It's not intended as an anti-inflammatory. What it is intended as something that can modify the structure of our joints. Because guess what? Living modifies the structures of your joints. Right. It's inescapable. You could look at your feet, your hands, your knees. Things change, and you don't need an X-ray machine. You don't need a scan to see the difference. These are things that are just normally changing over time. And if you simply look at the abstracts, and I'll read some of the summaries of the research, that if you simply look at them and you read the reviews, you wouldn't want to go a day with this product as we age. And here's some quotes from the research. This is from the Journal of Family Practice. And this is a journal for doctors. A combination of glucosamine and chondroitin should be considered viable first-line joint support nutrients. Be sure to tell patients, this is for them to tell their patients, to purchase glucosamine sulfate, which is what we offer, what I've always offered for 45 years, not glucosamine hydrochloride. Actually, a little bit of research is trickling in on glucosamine hydrochloride that's a little bit positive. it's not as positive as glucosamine sulfate. Glucosamine sulfate is the only choice if you're investing in your joints, and even as affordable as this is today, a dime a capsule, you still deserve the best. If I'm taking a glucosamine product for the health of my joints, my mobility is indispensable to me, to my happiness, to my peace, to my quality of life. In fact, one of the most important measures in the studies I was looking at, yes, they look at joint flexibility and we see positive changes. Yes, they look at cartilage volume. There's all sorts of technical measures they look at. The one that's most meaningful to me and most consistently reflected positively are measures of quality of life.
Right.
And as we get older, and so many of these studies, they're not done with people with super healthy joints. A product like this really deserves to be tested when joints are challenged. You're not going to notice or see a difference if your joint isn't challenged. But as we age, I try to do everything correctly. I am very active. Our joints are challenged. And there's no escaping that. And we're human beings. We stand up, our knees are challenged, our ankles. Look at the number of hip replacements, knee replacements, even now ankle replacements, that our joints are challenged. We have all sorts of ways medically to attack those problems. But why not protect those tissues? And that's the key here. Glucosamine and chondroitin are the vital structural components of those tissues. The undenatured type 2 collagen is an incredibly affordable way in that 900 capsule supply for another $40 for the powder, or I think it's another $50 for the capsules. You get the undenatured type 2 collagen, which multiplies the benefits of this product. And we never do a price like this. This is best pricing ever on this product. Once a year is when it becomes this affordable. I would have never dreamed when I first introduced glucosamine and chondroitin 45 years ago that we'd be able to offer it so affordably. Always a very expensive ingredient. But to think that that capsule, again, my capsules have no additives, 100% pure, but to think that that capsule, each capsule's 100% filled with only active beneficial ingredients, no fillers, yet that capsule is still a little over a dime a capsule. Incredibly affordable.
I mean, Andrew, to that point, those that have it, tried it, and experienced the benefits would say it's priceless. The reality is, with over 2,200 already ordered and reserved, is that for 40 plus years, Andrew's been making this. It's evolved with science and research. That's why it's always so fascinating to hear those numbers, the statistics, and what goes into making this. But if anybody is watching who can relate to what Andrew and I are saying, which is every day I get up and things don't work the way they used to, things don't feel the way they used to. I have the aches, I have the pains, I don't have that elasticity the way it used to be. You have to try this. I said it first, right at midnight. It's a feel the difference product. You're gonna feel the difference. You'll know this is working for you. And if it doesn't, you have that 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. We know this is a winner in every shape and form, and we know that today it is the best pricing of the year, and everything is free shipping and handling as well. Just real fast, the most popular choice. If you don't know which to do, I can tell you what is selling the fastest tonight. Again, you can do the glucosamine chondroitin or the glucosamine chondroitin with UC2, which is the undenatured collagen. That is the best seller at the moment. So the one with UC2 is the best seller. 900 capsules is the #1 seller. Normally this price, today it's this price. Saves you nearly as much as you're spending.
And one thing I have to apologize. Normally we could put a clock on the screen because you always like to know when the presentation is wrapping up and we're going to move to the next product. But unfortunately, they made graphic changes here.
Yes.
There's not going to be a clock. There's not going to be a counter if you're curious about how many units have sold. So we're down to our last, I think, 8 or 9 minutes.
Yes.
We'll try to let you know, because there will be no counter on the screen, about when we're going to move along. But what I wanted to do is just review, read a little bit more of the science, and then maybe go through some of the reviews as well, because the reviews are compelling. Again, from American Family Physician, unlike many supplements that reach the market completely untested in clinical trials, glucosamine has been the subject of considerable research. Glucosamine is available in multiple forms. The most common are glucosamine hydrochloride and glucosamine sulfate. Hydrochloride is the cheap, ineffective form. Sulfate is the one you want to put in your body. It's the one that works. Another research study, glucosamine sulfate is one of the most studied dietary supplements available today. In the last 30 years, many trials have been conducted and published on the effects of glucosamine on the signs and symptoms of normal age-related changes in joint comfort and function. The hydrochloride salt of glucosamine is a common glucosamine product, yet it has received relatively little attention from researchers, and that's because it doesn't work as well. But sadly, that form that doesn't get the attention from researchers because it doesn't work well, it gets a lot of attention from supplement companies because it's cheap. So unfortunately, unless you, as they say, what is it, caveat emptor, buyer beware, unless you carefully read the fine print on the label, you don't necessarily know what you're getting. With mine, you've always gotten the perfect form of glucosamine and chondroitin. One more here. Detailed studies conducted by the World Health Organization have shown that sulfur is an extremely important component in the therapeutic effect, the benefits of glucosamine sulfate. And why don't I skip ahead here? We'll read some reviews here. Let's do some reviews.
And incidentally, there's 7 minutes left, everybody. Not a long presentation tonight, 7 minutes left. Paying homage to your homeland, from the British Journal of Sports Medicine. Oh, the finest.
Yes, the finest journal of sports medicine, of course. Joint cartilage is constantly rebuilding itself. And even bone, constantly rebuilding ourselves, but our joints are dynamic, constantly rebuilding. So you always have a chance to make them better. As older damaged cartilage breaks down, it is replaced by new, healthy cartilage. Glucosamine, in the form of glucosamine sulfate, has been shown to support regeneration of cartilage. As I said, increased cartilage volume. Glucosamine is a major precursor to glycosaminoglycans, which form the tissue framework that bind collagen. Together, both collagen and glycosaminoglycans continuously construct and reconstruct cartilage. So every day is an opportunity with the right ingredients to make your joints better. So for some reviews, amazing. I've been taking this product for a few years now and just restocked with the 600 count. I won't go without these. I previously took a different brand and decided to try Andrew Lessman's product since I really liked his multivitamins. I noticed a difference. Those hard horse pills didn't do a thing. Highly recommend. They're referring to the other product. Ours are always small, easy to swallow capsules. Here, I'll open a capsule here really quickly. It's an ultra fine powder, as we'll see right now, right there.
Easy on your stomach, always.
So that, and I'll just lean over.
It's like dust.
Yeah. And that's how you're assured it will never upset your stomach. It delivers the ingredients to be absorbed, goes into solution. That's 100% pure. The powder I emptied there, that's only glucosamine and chondroitin. No other product can say that because other products contain additives. But if we go back to the reviews here, glucosamine and chondroitin, this product really works. I ran out and didn't have my product for a week, and my knees started to bother me. As soon as my product came, I started taking them again, and my knees felt better. I do a lot of walking, and I need to stay mobile as a 59-year-old. Great product. A 21-year customer of this product. When I first glanced at it, I was thinking 21-year-old. That's someone who's been using this product for 21 years. I would not be without this glucosamine chondroitin combination. All my friends of my age group, over 65, which I'm in that group as well, I have joint issues of every sort. I don't honestly know what a joint issue feels like because I've never had one. Thank you, Andrew.
Well, you read that and it's hard to ignore. That's incredible.
Best thing for your joints ever. I'm 65 years old and have lived on a 4th floor walk-up all my life. But, by the way, it's research I read a long time ago. But they even looked at, I think it was a village in Italy or Greece or somewhere. And the folks that lived in the highest part of the village that had to walk the furthest to get, say, from the market or wherever they walked to every day, center of town, those people live the longest and were the healthiest. So walking upstairs, again, movement is so critical for maintaining healthy brain function, maintaining healthy cardiovascular function. But if our joints become damaged over time, it's so difficult to do the things we need to do to have a healthy brain and have a healthy heart and cardiovascular system. But as we continue here.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes,
everyone.
okay. I do not take this glucosamine, if I do not take this glucosamine 1500 with chondroitin 1200, Andrew Lessmans MSM, and also his maximum essential omega-3 fish oil every day and skip a week, then my knees feel weak when I'm walking up the stairs. I will never be without this product.
So many knee problems. It really is amazing.
Well, it's the human condition.
Yeah.
Best on the market. I can't say enough good things about this product. There are not better sources of glucosamine and chondroitin in the world, period.
Right.
And
Best.
then we don't mess it up. We don't add additives, put it in a tablet.
Yeah.
We just, as I say, get out of Mother Nature's way. I've been taking it for years and would not be without it. I'm in my 70s and have no knee or hip issues, and I attribute that to Andrew Lessman's product. If I happen to skip it for a few days, I notice discomfort in my hands. Far easier to take than the capsules other companies produce. That's because ours are always small. Last one. Last one here. Should have listened to Andrew long ago. And these are all experiential. But what's even more exciting is there's research where you could see it in x-rays. You could see the difference in cartilage, see the difference in joints.
Right.
It makes an actual structural difference.
Black and white.
I finally decided to try these after many, many years of using a popular drugstore brand. They were somewhat helpful, but never like Andrew's are. After taking these for a short time, I can truthfully say they are remarkable. I notice more comfort than I have in years. I have started my hubby on these as well. I'm hopeful these are helping ease his back since he does not complain as much. I have happy knees from Ted in Texas. So.
I take this very seriously. I take these moments on air with Andrew and with you so seriously because this is such an important product that can make such a difference in somebody's life. Happy knees, right? Quality of life, we're just talking about it. It starts with the finest and the best. I find it so sad and also discouraging when we look at some of these mass market brands that are offering and selling the less effective form, and you don't realize it.
It is the wrong form. And I either say they don't know or they don't care. But the moment you make a supplement, you have a responsibility to the folks who are taking that supplement. So you need to know, or you should care. But glucosamine sulfate is the only form, even when you look at pet versions of joint products, they use glucosamine hydrochloride. It's unfortunate. We deliver it correctly. If you're going to be excited about the research, you go online and you read these great studies about glucosamine and chondroitin and the benefits they can provide. And then with that enthusiasm, you buy a product and the product doesn't follow the science. That's, the manufacturer of that product should be ashamed of themselves because it should be glucosamine sulfate. The science is crystal clear. That's what we've always done. I've been doing glucosamine and chondroitin for 45 years. This is the best product I've ever made, the most affordable product I've ever made, and I hope you give it a try.
As we wrap up this First Today special, one last look at the pricing. The most popular choice, what most people are doing, is there's obviously the glucosamine chondroitin or glucosamine chondroitin with UC2. That is the best seller, and the 900 capsules, which is the specialty size for the Today special, is selling the fastest, saving a massive amount of money. Try it out, truly. All right, we're going to head over the other side of the studio, because Andrew, next up, really the perfect partner when you're talking about bone health.